Hi guys, it's me Laura and I'm back again with another segment of my 3D triangle rope patterns. Actually, this is the first segment of this, but there'll probably be more, so be prepared. Anyway, I'm using the triangle disc from the Sculpey Clay Gun and I put this in the gun. Now, the stuff that you see around it, I've kind of doctored, and I will have another video on that talking about how I can use this clay gun much better. And I think I talked about that also in my heart row segment. So stay tuned, it's going to come. Anyway, go ahead and you're going to roll out a big long length of, white Sculpey clay. And we're going to go ahead and put that into the clay gun. If we can. Oops, not going to fit quite. I get that. Yeah. Put that in there. And then just go ahead, and once you got it, you can smash it down a little bit and then just tear it off. And then I take what I have as a caulking gun here, and I put that into the caulking gun and forcing the plunger into it just a little bit, and then having it connect up, and then I just squeeze out my triangle rope pieces. There we go. And so I'm going to take this triangular rope, which is pretty long. I'm just going to lay this out, and then I'm going to probably just cut that in half because it is very long. And I'm going to have two segments then easily. Oh, and a little bit more, it looks like. Yeah. And just set that off to the side. So from here I decided I want to go ahead and add in some more triangular rope, and I pressed out more with my clay gun. Go ahead and lay out that triangular rope, and if you need to, go ahead and cut it in half because it is pretty long. There we go. All right. So now let's go ahead, and I think we could start creating some of these patterns. So my first triangular rope pattern is actually quite easy. You're going to take one of these long lengths and you're just going to cut it somewhere. And hopefully just not a ton of it. Depends upon how much of a pattern you want. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to cut another segment. And actually we're going to go ahead and cut this in half because you don't need quite that much. And put that up there. There we go. And then you're going to take this section right next to it, cut it about the same length, and just line it up together. And you could do this with as many rows as you want of that triangular rope pattern. The nice thing about this pattern is that you really don't have to do a whole lot to get it. You're just squeezing it out from the clay gun, and you're just putting them up right next to each other. So very, very simple pattern to create. Now I like to take my blade and I like to smush them up together so that they kind of adhere to each other. And then I like to finish it off a little bit too. And when I do that, I like to take my blade, and after I've cut this next length, I'm going to add in another section. One more. There we go. Add in another section, get it all nice and happy. Oops, it likes to flip over. Oh no. Studio fumble. And get that all nice and tight. Once you have that, then cut off the ends. This gives you a nice clean look on either side. So you could put that in any pattern and it kind of becomes a bit of a square or rectangular pattern that you can use. Okay, for now triangular rope pattern number 2, we're going to take a longer segment and we're just going to place that down, and it's going to be coming at you in a vertical direction. and then cut off a section of that. And I'm doing, again, with these samples, I'm just doing them where they're going to be shorter sections. You can make these as long or short as you want, but I'm making them short just because they're a sample. All right, so you have two sections right there. Now let's cut off some more of that triangular rope. And what I'm going to do is look at how short I'm going. And this is going to be kind of tiny. Now, again, this is only in reference. You could do this where it could be longer too. But I'm lining it up, as you can see, so that they're the same length. And then, yes, so I'm going to kind of make it so they're both the same length. And you cut that section off, and so on, creating a row going, not going horizontally. Sorry, getting my vertical and horizontal messed up. All right, another one. There we go. Okay, now that I got that short little horizontal row going, take that longer piece and just butt it up right against the other side. This almost gives you, when you get it completed, it almost looks like a pair of shutters in my head. And I'm just kind of keeping that together. I'm trying to move this, and sometimes it's successful and sometimes oopsie. Trying to get it up out of the way a little bit. There we go. And just using that blade again to kind of push it together. And we'll bring in another section. There. And cutting that off, you have your triangular rope pattern number 2. Okay, so your triangular rope pattern number 3 begins kind of where number 2 left off, except all we're going to do is we're going to add in little balls, and we're just going to start there, and you're going to go every other section, not every single one, but every other section, and we're going to do it on both sides. Here I just had an odd number, so I thought I'm just going to add in another little section, and we're going to put that in there, so this way then I can add in another set of little clay balls on the sides. And there we go. And that'll be pattern number 3. For your 4th triangular pattern, you're going to bring in one tool. Yep, you will believe it. Yep, my knitting needles again. And you just pick whichever size you like best, and again, you're just making that dot in that ball. So pattern 5, actually it's pretty simple, and I think you're going to be able to figure this one out too. It's going to be just simple little balls right in between. And there you go. Of course, I got to make the ball 'cause it's like takes forever. And I'm not going to use my knitting needle here, so this is all just, we're going to leave those opposite of each other, so they'll be a ball, but they won't be poked in. And yes, it's another bonus round. Yes, pattern 6. And this time, yes, I'm poking in the holes. This one I had to do though, because I was like, I did the other one. It's kind of an obvious thing. You need to do the other. So, and those, oops, that one just didn't want to stick. So I got to put them back in there. Okay, yay. And then just poke that in. So that's your pattern 6. And pattern 7. You thought I was all done, right? Surprise! Not a chance. No, no, no. We're doing one more pattern, making it, well, not really even number, but we'll have 7 patterns in this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take these sections, and just like I did with the first pattern, I'm going to line these up vertically towards me. And they're all going to be kind of about the same size. So once I get all these vertical lengths together, I'm going to go ahead and take my blade and cut it flush on both sides. There we go. And as you can tell there, I was kind of smoothing it so it can, mesh together a little bit. And now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and take a little clay, and you're just going to create a simple little rope, rolling it back and forth. And now you're going to take that simple little rope, once you get it lengthened out, and place it down on the one side in between the 2 triangular pieces and cut it flush. And then take another little ball of clay and repeat that again, making another little lengthy little log. And now I'm going to take that rope, a little bit more, and place that right down on the other side, again taking my blade and cutting it flush yet again. And so now I'm going to go ahead and roll out a couple of little balls, and I'm going to put them in between those 2 roped areas that I had just laid down. And I'm going to go every other, just kind of in a staggering kind of pattern in between there. And do this all the way up to the top. And that will give you pattern number 7. At the end of this video, I have all 7 patterns laid out so you can reference them whenever you wish. I hope you guys liked this video and have a fantastic day.